See You in Health is an improvised parody podcast. Do not attempt to use any of the tips or information contained in this podcast. To do so could endanger your health and wellness.
Hi.
Hello, welcome back. We are See You in Health. I'm Seth,
I'm Sara.
and we are so pleased to be having you join us today. We recently had the wonderful experience of traveling to attend a conference. Sara, would you like to explain what the conference was?
The conference was a conference to see our inner child and try to get it back. And we had to travel.
It was quite an experience. Sarah's smiling because many things happened. Another adventure for Seth and Sara. Uh, it began, well, before we begin, maybe it would be best to explain the elephant in the room. I received in the mail my yogi license, so I am indeed a legal yogi.
That is
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm legally and officially a yogi in the state of California. So I'm very proud of that.
that is so Seth, I'm so impressed that you were able to do that without any yoga experience whatsoever, that you found a place that will give you this license without teaching, without knowing anything about yoga.
Well, Sarah, that's not exactly true because I do yoga all the time. And I have been on a correspondence course with the University of Phoenix, which has enabled me to become a yogi.
What's your favorite pose again?
Again, did we have this conversation before? I don't think we did.
We may have had it before.
Of course, it's warrior. So we went on
You're
this
a fighter.
always. Oh, the smoke. I have to say, the smoke is getting in my eyes a little bit, but I'm not going to put it out.
Are you smoking again, Seth?
Seth does not smoke. I have incense burning. It is something of sandalwood and a bit of eucalyptus.
Oh, that sounds like a nice smell to smell.
And then, of course, Sara is not at her yurt as usual. Sara is still abroad. Well, not abroad.
I'm not in the US.
She's not in the US. She is in a facilidade in Juarez, Mexico, where she languishes until something gets cleared up. Re-entering became a problem. I wasn't quite sure what happened. If you could explain that. Something about you weren't allowed to leave the country.
I wasn't supposed to leave the US because I had an issue before, and then they switched me, and but I wasn't switched at birth.
I'm sorry, what does that mean? They switched you?
My paperwork, they switched it, and so then
Your
I wasn't.
identity was stolen. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh my dear.
And then so they took all my good stuff and they left me with their bad stuff. They did a flipperoo, they call it. And so I kind of knew about it, but I just was like, think good thoughts and be positive and it will all be okay. So It's probably confusing for our UUs because we haven't told them about our trip yet, but
It's true, but
suffice it to say, UUs, I am doing okay. I'm making friends here. They really love the barter system in this facility. And I tried to tell them I was royalty to maybe grease the wheels,
that's strange because you're from the United States.
but I just said I'm podcast royalty
Uh,
and
did you say that in Spanish or?
I don't know Spanish.
Okay.
I just I I fashioned this crown
Okay,
so that
that's okay.
I just found a wrapping and I fashioned a crown just to be royal so that maybe they would grease the wheels. And everyone has been very, very nice, very kind. They keep me to myself. They say silencio and no to me. Like, usually those are the things.
No, just no.
And so I just have to get the paperwork.
Right,
I have to
right.
get the paperwork.
It's good that you do possess the patience needed. You're able to see Liu use. This is what you need. Sarah is a good example. She breathes.
Whew.
She meditates. She
Me.
thinks. She tunes in the energy to a good channel so it's positive and so that her experience becomes a good experience, whereas some people would be like, but she isn't that way.
Um,
What a
it,
good lesson.
I think it's a great lesson. I think it would be okay to start talking about what we're into this week because I don't want to let my UUs down.
Absolutely. Well, just as usual, watch how we do this. So, Sarah, do you have something that you are into this week?
Yes. So this week I'm into accepting and coming to terms with the rats, and we're just good.
Animals.
We're all animals. We're roommates here. We like each other. We maybe have different schedules. I'm more of a night sleeper. They're more day sleepers. But I just gotta say, I think all my experiences have led me to this in a way where I only wish I had some tuna right now because if I had tuna, I would be even better, just a friend to all of the animals. So that's what I'm into.
That's wonderful. So you're into camaraderie with the rat population
Yes,
of the place that you currently live.
my my facility. Yes. Oh, what are you drinking, Seth?
It's a combination of kiwi and strawberry.
That sounds really good. I really do
Lightly
appreciate.
juices on ice. Wonderful ice.
I did ration. I do get a cup of water, and they're very nice about it. And they say, "Save
Sarah,
it, save it."
Sarah, is it my turn now?
I'm sorry, Seth. Go ahead. I should rest anyway so that I don't get thirsty.
Oh, that's good. Well, this week I am into scent. And I'm really looking at, as you can see, I have some wonderful incense. And I carry this, it's a salve that I made out of old grease, grease from the grease trap. in my kitchen, and I took some rose petals and a little bit of myrrh, which you may have heard of, put that together, put it on a pumice stone, and just went over it and over it and over it and over it day and night. And then I came up with this wonderful cream, which I just dab under my nose. It makes everything smell better. And my spirits are so up, this week. Did you have something to say?
No, I was just choking a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, as I was saying, everything's just looking so up for me. When we came back, something about the trip.
Who's
Yeah.
we?
Sorry?
Who came back? You said we?
Oh, well, sometimes I think about how we approached the border together, and then the story did change, right? So as I entered the, is something all right? Is something wrong, Sarah? You seem to be holding your ears. Is there like a piercing sound we're coming in or something?
It's just there's some earwigs around, and they're very aggressive.
Oh, well, I'm sure that your energy that you're putting out will calm them. But nothing can get me down today. I've found that I'm just very up. I'm buoyant. Almost feel like, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to put out the incense. It doesn't have to be forever. Are you doing your meditation practice?
Yes. And you know what, Seth? All of the rats do it with me.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So we get in a circle, and I'm in the middle,
Okay.
and then I am doing the meditation, and they are also doing it. They're doing it in their own way, though, Seth. So their own
Would
way.
imagine. Yes, an animal is not going to meditate the way a person does.
Exactly, Seth. So
Yeah.
they will climb on me, climb on my head. I had
Mhm.
to ask them really nice to just kind of lay low for this episode so that, you know, I
Thank
can
you.
just be on the episode. So
It's
I'm on
not,
like a short
yes,
leash with them.
it's working time.
I'm wondering, Seth, if we should take a break and then we can talk about our
Yes, we should.
adventure.
Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will share our odyssey in the Mexican desert. We'll be right back. I was 47 years old and had tried every diet known, but they just didn't work for me. Then I discovered the secret doctors don't want you to know about. They won't admit it's the best kept secret around for thousands of years, and you can do it right in your home with ingredients you already have. My friends were amazed, and everyone asked, how did I do it? Well, it's a well kept secret that doctors and health professionals don't want you to know. It's all about stuff you have in your own home. Imagine being able to fit in those slacks and bathing suits everyone's talking about on the internet and social media. Doctors, health, and wellness professionals don't want you to know because it would ruin their business. The secret is so simple it will make you want to kill yourself so you can be born again and do it right the first time because you know the secret. The secret is so secret nobody wants you to know it. It's the main cause of weight loss and health that doctors, lawyers, teachers, border control agents, and lingerie makers don't want you to know. Now you can know it. Just watch this video or listen all the way through to the end. And remember, if you stop, you'll feel stupid and never get thin. When you're done, just click the link below, smash that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell and answer the Venmo request that was just texted to you. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, we're back, and I am still Seth, and I am still in my abode with a lovely breeze and the scent of cucumber and cloves. I'm reading that through my nose. I'm very grateful for my sense of smell, my tactile. Have wonderful surroundings, and Sarah's still in Mexico in her cell, what do we
Facility.
call it? Room?
Facility.
Facilidad.
I'm in
Facilidad.
a facility, and I am
Very good.
thankful for my love of community,
Yes.
because me and the rats are a community now. I'm trying to be the leader, but Shecky right now, he's the leader, and I just got to do what he says. But I made a deal with him so I could do this episode for you, Seth, and for the UUs.
Well, that's really thinking of others first, and I just want to commend you. Who's this Shecky person?
He's the biggest rat, and he really kind of gives me the side eye if I get out of line. So right now, I know he's the dominant one in here of all of us. So I just got to do what he wants until I can figure out a way, any way I can figure out that maybe I could become sort of the dominant one in here. I haven't figured it out yet, Seth, but I will. I will. You know, I'm positive.
I hear a lot of acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we stated earlier, we did recently take a trip down to Mexico, our neighbor to the south. There was a wonderful conference, more than a conference. It was really, I want to call it a happening or a learning experience. I'm not sure what to call that. Seminar, I guess it's a seminar. It was all about rebirthing and caring for the inner child, searching, finding, and caring for the inner child. And it was run by a woman named Mary Beth Galuli, who hails from Dayton, Ohio. There's a wonderful community there, a wonderful sangha of people who form a community around making sure that the inner children are cared for. And so we didn't want to miss the opportunity. And so I think Sara, it was your idea that we drive.
Yes.
I was perfectly willing to meet you there, but Sara kept at it saying, we have to drive. So road trip. We borrowed my roommate's biofuel powered tricycle. Sara stayed in the storage unit, which is on the back, which might be why it was so easy getting into Mexico.
That might be. I didn't think about that, Seth. You're right,
Yes.
though. I mean, we did poke holes so that I could breathe.
We
So,
did cut holes so that you could breathe. The point being that we were on our way, and so we, in order to get down there quicker, we wore adult diapers. This is a trick you may have heard of. It enables you to go straight through nonstop and not have to stop at unknown bathrooms. What I don't know, baños is what they call them down there.
well,
And
it shortens the trip too, right, Seth?
it
Because
really
then you
does.
don't have to stop.
Yes, we just powered through. I would say in about 16 hours, we were almost out, to Mexico City. This is nearby where the conference is being held. It's being held in a private retreat, which I thought was supposed to be overlooking the ocean, but I never saw any ocean. Well, anyway, maybe Sara, you would like to tell the next leg of our story.
When we were going near the retreat, we got escorted by a group of men who had a large van. And so they took Seth and they put Seth in the back of the van. And then they put me, not knowing it was me because I was in the cargo bag. They thought they were getting something amazing, which they were. They were getting me. And then they tossed that in the back and they told Seth, gold, gold, give the gold.
Yes.
And so Seth said, I don't have gold. And they said,
I
you will get gold.
thought they were, I indeed thought they were doing some sort of rap. Gold,
Yes.
gold, get the gold, and something Americano. And I didn't understand.
And it seemed that you were trying to sing with them and that they got frustrated and they closed the doors of the back
Yes.
of the van and
On
then
my
they drove
leg.
off.
On my leg, I would add.
Oh yeah, that was painful for you, wasn't it, Seth?
That was very painful, and I cried for several hours until I realized that it had only damaged my shoe.
But you were crying nonstop.
Well, it was a very nice shoe. We went for a long, long ride. I remember tapping on the box and speaking with you. And Sara was like, "What do you see? What do you see?" And I said, "It's black. It's dark. I don't see anything." But I know we're on a rocky road because I could feel it with the way the truck was moving, and I smelt burning. Wasn't sure what that was. I heard at one point. I heard a lot of children singing a song, and then some growling, and it was a good couple days, I believe, before we finally got to the location, which was what looked to me as though it had been an abandoned convent.
And so we thought, yay, we're here.
This is the place that we
and
were directed.
the gentleman brought Seth out, and then they brought me out, not knowing it was me, in the box, the bag, the cargo.
Right. But they soon found it was you when they dumped you into the lake.
Right.
Sara is a phenomenal swimmer. She can hold her breath for up to 5 minutes.
Yep, that's how I just learned. I taught myself. I'm self-taught in really water staying. They call it water staying, and I taught myself. And so when I came up finally, they saw me come up, and I was dripping wet, and I walked up slowly to them, going because that's like how I breathe, like afterward.
Right.
And they said, Ghost lady." And they ran on.
They thought you were a specter.
And they ran off. And so.
Yes. Which on the one hand was good because it meant that the spanking machine was done.
Seth was getting spanked nonstop
I could not figure out what infraction I had made, but the punishment was spanking. And so my tender behind region was very grateful for the ghost lady to appear in the middle of the night, and I said, "Hurrah! The staff has left. The staff has left." Unfortunately, that meant that the food had left. So
everything had left.
They packed up in a jiffy and were out the door. I don't know, even the big one. They just took to the hills.
I think they were very superstitious around ghosts or something.
Many of them were crossing themselves. I saw rosaries produced. Be that as it may, we did have some time where we had to live by our own wits. Thank God for the diapers, because those really took care of. I mean, imagine if we had been like, "Where's the bathroom?" We never had to worry about that. We just went as we saw fit, and things got a little blurry at this point. But we were picked up on the side of the road.
And it was nuns. They were the nuns from the former convent.
They were nuns, yes. And they were so kind that they took us straight down the hill to what looked like it was going to be a small hospital. It was more of a I don't know what you call it in the United States.
Treatment for just mental ailments. Yeah.
Mental ailments. And so we were put in a room, once again, put in a room. This time it was a nice room. They had chairs. And we were given some form of rice soup, watery rice soup.
It was uncooked rice. soup
on plates of water. It
with
was
force.
intriguing. I want the recipe. I failed to get the recipe. I
It
think there was
does create a lot of fortitude in your abdomen. I think that's why they
yes,
gave it to us.
yes. We puffed up.
We did. I felt very full.
I felt very full for the first time in several days, um, but gaseous, very gaseous. And
Yes.
so we were. It was a small room, and it had no ventilation. So you can imagine that we were at our wits' end. But at one point, the lead nun, who suddenly was in regular clothes, spoke English, and she said, Get in the truck." And we said, "Why? Where are we going now?" And she said, "Get in the truck. Babies need to go back home." We didn't understand what she meant by that, but then we looked down and we were wearing diapers. So we were known as the babies. We were known as the babies of the region. And she was determined to get us home. And I don't know. She had a lot of money. I noticed. Did you notice that she kept pulling out big wads of cash out of her purse? Somebody had given
Yes.
her an amount of money for as a trade.
I didn't understand that one either, but
Right,
when when she was taking us to cross back over into the United States, I do remember her saying, "I have money. Babies don't make money. Get
right.
these babies out of here. Babies
Babies,
take up space."
babies. Well, I think that might have been a result of. So on the way, we did stop somewhere where it was very nice home. And she began to apply makeup to your face, to Sarah's face, and says, "Baby needs makeup." And said, "Baby will earn, baby will earn, baby will earn." Meanwhile, I was given a guitar lesson out behind the the porta potties. I thought that was interesting, but anyway. And so, Sarah, what happened to you was that you had to meet a few gentlemen.
Yes, and they wanted a dance. And
They wanted
so
to dance.
I just did my best dancing.
Oh,
I did many kinds of dancing. And finally they said, "No more, no more.
yes, no, no mas.
Stop, stop,
Oh, they spoke English.
get out,
Okay,
no more."
okay.
And then they
And
yelled for uh,
the lady.
the lady. They said,
Yes,
"Lady, please take, please take."
please take. It's weird. We're in Mexico. The accents are just
It's,
incredible.
I mean, it's just my memory. So
Oh,
this
I see.
is like my memory bank of what happened.
Yes.
So
For me, all I was experiencing was how to do a G chord. So then the lady seemed not happy at all, and she
no,
took it out on both of us. I thought that wasn't very fair because I had done nothing wrong. But then we were put into a small cart pulled by a burro. Uh, when we got to the border, I produced my passport and sailed on through. Then I looked behind me. I heard a kerfuffle. Couldn't understand what was going on. We're finally out. I'm thinking maybe we're finally going to go to the conference.
yeah,
And I look behind, and there's a circle of people around Sarah, and they're saying no, 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 no. And then there were some U.S. officials that were like, "We don't know how you did this, but you've broken international law."
yeah,
I would have, Sarah, I don't know if we really got to this, but I would have piped up, but I felt like I was so lucky that I had actually circumvented that. It might be better if I were a support on this side for you.
And I feel that support, Seth. I can feel it in like how comfortable you look. I can feel it in like the icy drink you had and like the beautiful scents and the flower. Like I can feel that all of that is to support me, all of that comfort you're in.
It is.
And
I
so
want you to
yes,
know that we, you, those back home, wish you well and a
thank you.
speedy return.
Thank you. They offered me a work plan. Um and I might take that. Oh, that looks really good, that drink you have. And uh,
Oh,
I'm just gonna try it and see
good.
maybe
Why not?
if the work plan might.
Is it like a visa?
They didn't say visa, they just said work plan. And
Work
so
plan.
I think it's part of it, and they're trying to help me, and I just gotta go with it and
Yes.
go with it and go with it.
That's probably the best way.
Will you send a toothbrush?
Toothbrush. Now, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because we did do a piece on the terrible toothbrushes in this society. How
I
about this? Why don't I send you a boot brush?
That's just for cleaning boots.
Well, I'm sure it will work for most things. I'm just looking at
Whatever.
one. That's why I thought I should just see it right in front of me.
I, I think whatever works best for you to send, and you don't have to. And Shecky might take it anyway, so I think
Oh.
just
Does
don't
Shaggy need a brush?
check. Do you? Oh, he's giving me side eye. I can't stay on much longer. I think he's gonna
Okay.
attack.
Well, Sarah, I just know everything's gonna work out. I love what you've done with the place. The decoration is so you know, it's like let's take the local color and celebrate. Um, so I think you're doing great.
You know what they say, when life hands you lemons, then you could use them.
Have a lot of lemons for your garden, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I feel that we have had a good time telling our story, our tale, and I don't know about you, but I do feel reborn, and maybe it just has something to do with the change in the weather. I don't know what it is, but I'm open to all the possibilities of life, and I hope you are too, Sarah.
I definitely am. I would have liked to have gone to the retreat that we wanted to go to, but whatever did happen, I think it was for the best and it was better.
We went to a retreat.
Yeah.
So remember that. We did go to a retreat.
Yeah.
What an interesting couple days. Anyway, it's good to see you. And we will see
See
you
you in
in hell.
hell.
Seth was played by Peter Hawkes. Sara was played by Vicky Kreckler. Theme music composed by Stevie Cornell. I have been your announcer, Josh Jones. This has been a production of Moogish Enterprises.